Laid Back, and it's the new single on Bolshy Records. It's called International. It's Radio 1, the evening session, with Liam and Noel. And so what were you feeling in the 2 weeks leading up to the release of the album? Because obviously the work has been done by that point. There's a lot of anticipation.
Well, I actually thought that it's like, this band, right, was never about, right, like, hype or, like, I actually think, and if you're listening, like McGee and everybody else who runs a record company, it's like all the stuff where it's like, you know, all like the promos were sent out to the press and all that, and it's like they weren't allowed to talk about it, and they weren't allowed to do this, and they weren't allowed to do that, and nobody was allowed to play this track and that. It's like the record company, right, and you know, whether anybody wants to hear this or not, right, they actually like made, right, they hyped the album, right. And like we was just 5 geezers from Manchester, right, who just wanted to make records, right, and it's like, you know, Morning Glory came out and it was like no big deal, and it like became like one of the biggest albums of all time, blah 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 blah, and then it's like, so like we go and record this album, and like and everybody started getting really 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 precious about it, not by the band, it's like because like we're, you know, I'm a songwriter, like I said, there's like 5 of us in the band.
Dinger.
Whatever. Right, but it's like, we're like musicians, right, and we just like do what we do, but like people started getting, as far as I'm concerned anyway, over precious about it. And we started getting a lot of flack about that, you know, because at the end of the day, it was just another album, you know what I mean?
But it's your album as well.
No, but it's just another album. That you see, like them songs on like Be Here Now, right? It's like they are not even the best songs, right, in Oasis' career.
But Be Here Now?
No, they're not.
I think they're a lot better than what we've done.
Yeah, but
I think. Anyway.
Yeah, but like we've heard.
I think they're the best, and it's a better group, and everyone's playing better, and that's what I'm saying on it.
Yeah, but it's not the best songs.
Forget anyone else.
Yeah, but
you know, but that's what they do. You know, that's so.
No, not at all. But it ain't the best songs that we're ever going to do, mate. And you know that.
The best songs we're ever going to do, because we've got 6 albums deal, and like life goes on. It's like it's not the best shit you're ever going to shit in the boggin when you're 12, is it? You know what I mean? I was going to fart better than like fucking, you know, pick our nose better. You know what I mean?
So we're agreeing on that one, then, are we?
We are agreeing on that. Obviously, it's not the best songs we're going to do, because life
well, that's
goes
what I'm saying.
It's the best album we've ever bleeding done.
It's just,
and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter about hype, and everyone does treat it a bit precious and that.
It's just another album in the career of Oasis. It's just Oasis' 3rd album. Oh no, it's great. I'm not saying it's naff or anything. What I'm saying is it's just Oasis' 3rd album.
But also, isn't it? As well as being the 3rd album, being the
wait till you hear the 4th album.
Yeah, but isn't this the end of an era almost?
Yes, definitely.
This is the first 3 albums.
Definitely.
Are a set.
Yeah, you're right.
I always said
you're on the ball.
I always said that
this morning, haven't you? You actually cleaned your teeth. You flossed them, maybe?
Didn't floss them.
No.
You use Colgate.
A smoker's one.
McLean's.
No, you don't. Well, not judging by your breath from where I'm sitting.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, right, it's like we always said that like the first 3 albums were like part of like one great big album, right? And it's like we don't even know when the next album's going to come out. No, but you don't. So like I don't. So
it's the last album. It's the last album. Be Here Now is the last album, right? That we could ever, or anyone else could ever commercialise. Basically, as far as I'm concerned,
it's the last Oasis album of the '90s.
It's the last Oasis album that anyone else can fucking like commercialise and fucking suck the balls out of it, right? Basically, right? I.e., fucking record companies and anyone else, right? The next one is going to be, and like that's the way it was. That's the way it was planned anyway. The next one's going to be. Yeah. We're going to change the face of rock and roll music, basically, as far as I'm concerned.
Do you need some time off before you start, or have you started writing already? Because you're workaholics, aren't you? Or you have been at times.
We're alcoholics.
And you work very hard.
Do you get that? Alcoholic. No, we do work hard because like we like writing music. But I think music that we've wrote, I think we've met it. But we met rock and roll at a crossroads and that. We've got the songs, we've got the basic of the song roll. Yeah. We just need a bit of paint splashing on it.
How do you mean?
What I mean, like, Steve, let's get like psychedelic. Let's like put on like a hard pants and like a.
Well, I'll tell it to the kids now. There ain't going to be another Oasis album in the '90s. No, there isn't.
No, in the '90s. No, there isn't. Not like we're going to kick into the millennium, right? So, the millennium's not important, right?
What year are we in?
Another year, right?
What is it?
97. No.
Isn't right.
7.
The next one's going to be like, am I too far away from this microphone? I don't want you shouting at me like, but the next one's going to have a bit more colour in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's why I think. And I know that. No, yeah, Ace of Five got anything to do with it.
He
Yeah.
probably,
but
he knows. He can second guess you. He can second guess you now. He knows where you're going. Let's play a bit of Captain Beefheart, which you wanted to play.
Mirror
Man. Why this track?
Mirror Man.
Yeah.
Mirror Man. It was recorded in an hotel room in San Francisco in 1968.
And it's good looking, the Mirror Man.
And
good looking.
And if you check the drums out, this preceded Jungle Goldie.
Radio 1's evening session for another hour tonight, and we're going to open up the phone lines now and the fax machine as well. If you want to put a question to Noel and Liam from Oasis, who are with us tonight, then the phone number is a free call number, 0500 110 100. So 0500 110 100 is the phone number. The fax number 0645 110 100. Paul Weller, you see Paul around much?
I've seen him from Eyes. He's out on tour.
Oh, of course, yeah.
He's out in Japan.
Doing some plays. What about the music that you've listened to? Bands around at the moment that you like at the moment?
Verve.
The Verve.
Travis, that's it.
Yeah.
Ocean Colour Scene, Paul Weller, obviously. And that is about it. As far as I'm concerned.
What was
if I may speak my humble mind.
Yeah, what was your reaction when you first heard the Verve album?
Pardon?
What was your reaction when you first heard the Verve album?
When I first heard it, I thought, well, it's about time that them guys actually done it.
I wasn't surprised a bit, mate, because I've heard it all before, I've been hearing Richard's songs for a long time in the Verve, so, it's like, and it's just right, the first reaction should be for the kids, and because, they've been doing that all along.
But when he got on a stool and, played, a few songs before we played this gig in New York, a long time ago, and he played, Drugs Don't Work and British Sweet Symphony, it's like, they're actually songs that do touch you, but I will say that drugs do work.
That's something we've been almost quoted as saying before.
Well, it's the truth, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Other than that, he's got a shit drug dealer. That's your point. But I know what he's saying, but I really don't. But drugs do bloody work, Rich. And you know the score.
Coffee's
good looking work last time I met him, and that when I shocked him out one.
For anybody who's listening from the American Embassy, coffee is really good.
Okay. What about the fact that, do you think that having the Verve around is quite good for you? Because they're the only band probably, or one of the few bands capable of kicking you up the arse.
Yeah, because no one's going to kick me up the arse because I don't like being kicked up the bottom. Or us up the bum. But it's like, we could get more inspiration off the likes of the Verve and that now we can do off Prodigy and anyone else, you know what I mean? Because they're in our own tree, you know what I mean?
No, nobody is gonna.
It's not. Listen, he asked me the fucking question. You calm down.
There's only one person.
Nice to have them around.
There's only one person who was gonna, push Oasis on to greater things, right? And it ain't gonna come from any one particular band. It's to do with
us.
Yeah, it's to do with us because we've got really big egos and now it's Verve time, right? And that's just the end of it. Right, it's like...
Well, no, I disagree with you.
Well, I'm sure that you do. I wouldn't expect to say anything else.
I'm sure that you do. It's our time.
Nice. Well, whatever. Yeah.
But it's nice to have them around, you know.
But anyway, when, it's about time that band done something, right, because...
Oh, God, I know. It's about time the world listened to him.
Richard is a genius, right, and he is, right, and the rest of and Nick McCabe is he's one of the best guitar players I've ever seen, and they're a great band. And even when we supported them years and years and years ago, they were a great band then. Yeah. And circumstances worked against them or whatever. And I was the happiest man in the world when that band went to #1 with their album. I'm sorry, and we were because Richard.
It means more to us than what it probably does to them. Because he could probably say, "Oh bollocks, I don't know what it means." It's true.
It's strange because as Verve fans, one of the things about people who follow the Verve is that everyone feels really vindicated by the fact that they've gone on to be successful. Everyone who liked the Verve back then.
What? Who feels vindicated? All the people that were slagging them off 3 years ago?
No. I mean, those people who were there.
We were the only people who were saying about that band that I wrote. Right, I don't write songs about many people. I've written songs about him. I've written songs about my mum. I've written songs about my wife. Ponce. And I've written songs about Richard Ashcroft. That man is a genius, right? And I tell you what, man. He ain't doing it for him, right? He's doing it for me, because that geezer.
How do you mean for you?
Because he has got to be a better songwriter than me, right? And then I have got in return I have got to write better songs than him.
Yeah, that's what
it's about. And people are going to build up this thing about like the Verve Oasis, but we go back so far from Manchester, Wigan, that they will never be able to touch the bond and the friendship that we have with that band.
We're about bomb-bombs, we're not about fucking like sugar and biscuits and that. No, it's true, he knows what he's saying, it's right.
Okay, we're going to play another track which you brought in, and it's DJ Shadow next. You're a fan of DJ Shadow?
Who's he?
DJ Shadow, what, he's a mate, man?
Is he a boxer?
No.
Shadow. What is a shadow boxer?
That's such a terrible gag, we're going to play this. DJ Shadow, High Noon.